Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. The date is Tuesday, December 4th, 2018. The time is approximately 8:55 p.m. And I am very happy to announce that I am doing, well, first of all, let me backtrack a little bit. So, most of you know that I am doing Lisa Frideborg Eddy's hashtag 2018 tarot review on my Instagram page, having a great time, enjoying it very much. And not too long ago, Lisa said that any spread on her Angel Lorem Tarot and Healing website that I want to do in a video, I can do. That made me supremely happy. So I want to talk a little bit about Berkana, or Berkano. I've always had an affinity with this rune. Now, we're going back a little more, probably closer to 30 years, who knows. One of the first things that I learned from a Ralph Bloom rune wall calendar, was that Berkano corresponds to my sun sign Capricorn. Now, I could be remembering that incorrectly, who knows, but one of the translations of Berkano is birch. And as most of you know who watched my videos when I was at Bear Your Soul Summer Camp at Easton Mountain this past August in Greenwich, New York, I had the honor and pleasure of being in the presence of Grandmother Birch. So, and I do have an affinity with silver birch trees a lot. Like, I really do love silver birch trees. So today she published the Berkano Cosmic Boob Tarot Spread. Now, I gotta admit, you know, it's so funny because oh, my mind went someplace else. No, here's the thing. In Lisa's reply to me, she said that she finds Berkana to be one of the most feminine of runes. In fact, even in the blog post, she referred to it as a mother goddess rune. So now when I see boob, my mind went in a different direction. I was thinking cosmic boob, like cosmic boob tube. And now it's like, it's a whole different thing. So you get it. I mean it in jest, lovingly and lightly. Especially for those of you who have boobs, and for those of you who have moobs. You know what those are, right? Anyway, silliness aside, I am very pleased to be able to do this spread. I love Berkano, I love birch, I love silver birch trees, and I find the questions that represent each tarot position in the tarot spread to be very revealing to me at this time. So, recently I unearthed The Spirit Within Tarot by Stephen, I'm sorry, I forgot his last name, Bright. Stephen Bright. Bright for Berkana. Bright Berkana. So, as I shuffle the deck, I call upon Isis Fortuna, goddess of the sacred tarot. I call upon Frya, goddess of the sacred satyr and Norse goddess of divination. And I call upon Odin, Mr. Wednesday, Woden, you who made your sacrifices hanging upside down from Yggdrasil, the world tree. And isn't it interesting how Yggdrasil sounds very similar to Israel? And I ask that all of you be present, and of course, Saga, Norse goddess of storytelling, because casting the cards and reading the tarot is a prime example of sacred storytelling. I ask that you be with me. Guide my thoughts, guide my words, guide my mind, guide my hands. May this reveal everything I need to know, and may those who need these messages, who watch this video, May they also be divinely inspired, divinely guided, and cosmically nourished through this spread, through this video. There are 7 cards to this spread. I'm going to lay out the cards in the shape of Berkana, which represents birch. And then, of course, the final message card from the very bottom of the deck. I'm going to put that here. And then put the rest of the deck here. Okay. I'm going to have a sip of water. Pardon me, YouTube. Okay. And here we go. Card number 1. How I successfully nurture myself. It is the Lover's card. That's so appropriate. I successfully nurture myself by always focusing on my healing. My physical, emotional, and spiritual healing, or as I call it, the Holy Trinity of my body, mind, and soul. And in a more traditional tarot deck, this is the card that depicts Archangel Raphael, the divine healer of the archangels. So I am also nourished and nurtured by allowing Archangel Raphael and his healing angels to heal me physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And by keeping my heart light, and by being very clear about who can be in my life and who cannot be in my life. Card number 2, which aspect of myself needs more nurturing? And in your case, which aspect of yourself needs nurturing, or rather needs more nurturing? And it is the 6 of Swords. Mental, definitely. Being more mindful, being more focused, relaxing more, meditating more, praying more, doing more to clear my mind, doing more to free my mind, doing more to surrender and release all the gunk that may go through my mind in a day, or in any particular day. Card number 3, and I love this, the state of my inner child. 3 of Wands. Well, I'm going to say it like this, because before I interpret that card, I acknowledge that I do not spend enough time with that beautiful little boy inside of me. And I must admit, sometimes I actually forget how to spend time with that beautiful little boy inside of me. And it's mainly because I never really had a traditional childhood. And please, please, please know that I am not criticizing anyone. I am not blaming anyone. I am simply stating an observed fact. So 3 of Wands means that the state of my inner child is one of expansion, one of opportunity. And this is a good time for me to reconnect and engage in a divine dialogue with my inner child and ask him what he needs from me. Ask him how I can provide for him. Ask him how I can love him more. Ask him how I can nourish him better. Card number 4, my nurturing style regarding others. 10 of Wands. My nurturing style regarding others is exhausting. My nurturing style regarding others is sometimes I do too much for others. Sometimes I do too much for others. Two things just happened. One, I received a notification informing me that Wizard's Tower is live. Wizard's Tower, Dave, I am so sorry I cannot join you right now. Maybe after this video finishes recording, I'll see if I can join you. And I guess that's confirmation. And my awesome audio-visual person, who is a man of very few words, quickly nodded his head a few moments ago with what I just said. And I have a feeling that he was strongly instructed to do that. And I have a feeling by who? Yes, I do. I dippity do. Okay. I must admit, I've become more comfortable with silliness in my readings. Not necessarily with a paying client, but with myself, I can indulge in a little bit of silliness. Card number 5. How to better nurture loved ones. And it is the 4 of Wands. Boy, that speaks volumes. Who are the ones of my inner house? Who are the ones of my inner temple? They are the ones that get nourished first, foremost, now, always, and nobody else. And you know what? I am not arguing with the Sacred Tarot on that, and my psychic guides are conspicuously silent. I have often said during a client's reading that when the client is saying something and my psychic guides say nothing, it is because everything that client is saying is so on the mark, they have nothing to contribute. So everything that I just said about interpreting the 4 of Wands is so on the mark that my psychic guides do not need to add anything else. And I have a feeling nothing is being added from the other side of the camera. Correct. Card number 6, how I allow the divine to nurture me. It's the moon. Oh my God. And of course, you know, it's not a coincidence that I just finished doing the Finding the Truth Spread video a few moments before this one. And then the moon was one of the prominent cards in that part of that Finding the Truth Spread, November 2018, Llewellyn's 2018 tarot calendar video. So the moon card, and of course the moon card's correspondence and connection to the High Priestess card, which is a visual representation of my personal goddess, Osset, the ancient Egyptian goddess more commonly known as Isis. I absolutely allow my divine celestial mother to nurture me. I absolutely have nothing fettering her, limiting her from doing that. Any way that she wants to nurture and nourish and provide for me, she can do anytime, whenever, whomever, whatever, however, and I am absolutely open and receptive to it. And of course, in most tarot decks, the moon cards depict a wolf and a dog, and those are 2 of my Native American medicines. So I need to remember to work those medicines, to work the loyalty and the devotion of dog, the teacher, the pathfinder, the creator of wolf. And this in a house full of 4 cats, go figure. Card number 7, how to better allow the divine to nurture me. The Magician. Oh my goddess. Seriously. You know, when I first began my magical practice, I noticed that my rituals and my tendings to my altars were almost always devotional. Even to the point that my psychic guides would get on my case and say, you know what, Robert, you can do more spells. And it's not a coincidence that in between concluding the recording of my November 2018 Llewellyn's 2018 tarot calendar video, and before the beginning of this video I was talking to my awesome audiovisual person about there's a spell that I want to do, but I need to wait until Mercury turns direct before I can do it the right way. So the Magician card is reminding me that one of the ways that I can better allow the divine to nurture me, to nourish me, and to provide for me is to engage in more ritual work and spellcraft. And yes, that is indeed the case. And the final message card, which is not part of the spread. This is what I do when I conduct a client's reading, when I cast the cards in my videos, etc. I take the card from the bottom of the deck, the bottommost card, and that is the final message card. And this is the Queen of Wands. Wow. It's so funny this card comes out because, again, it's not a coincidence that that in most tarot decks, the Queen of Wands depicts a woman with a black cat. Sometimes it's an orange cat or an orange striped cat, but in some tarot decks, and I believe it's the Robin Wood Tarot in particular, it's a black cat. And I now have 2 black cats, and it is no coincidence they are named after ancient Egyptian goddesses, Isis and Bast. Isis is the common name of my celestial mother, the goddess who gave birth to my soul. Bast is a short form of Bastet, or Mabast, who is not only another aspect of Sekhmet, the ancient Egyptian lioness-headed goddess of healing, of magic and of prophecy, of carnal lust and the scorching heat of the sun, but Bast is the mother of all cats. And Bast will absolutely provide for anyone who lives with cats. Those are her favored people. So I also need to be willing to call upon Bast more often, to call upon Bastet, or call upon Mabast more often, and say to her, listen, I want to provide for these cats, but I need to be nurtured and nourished as well. I ask that you nurture me this way. I ask that you nourish me this way. I ask that you provide me with this so that I can be more effective in providing for these 4 four-legged children that are all creations and emanations of you. Yes. Yes. And you know what? I'm actually going to pull another final message card, which I normally do not do. This one is going to be from the top of the deck, they're telling me. And it is the 2 of Wands. I can't make this stuff up. I just cannot make this stuff up. Okay. So 2 of Wands is the final message card. So ultimately, going forward, how I can nurture myself better and more effectively, and how I can be more nurtured, is to really be crystal clear about all the partnerships in my life. The social ones, the sexual ones, the romantic ones, the familial ones, the professional ones. Really look at how each partnership, each association I have with each individual in my life, however they're in my life, and how I am being nurtured by that partnership, how I am being nurtured by that association, and to be willing to remove those who are not nurturing me ongoingly, constantly, in the manner in which I need, and to do this no matter what. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. The Berkano Cosmic Boob Tarot Spread. This was lovely. I truly enjoyed using this spread. I truly enjoyed reconnecting with the Spirit Within Tarot by Stephen Bright. I love these silhouetted images. I really resonated with them, and I'm looking forward to having this be one of the decks that I use for readings when I return to Notions and Potions this weekend. But in the meantime, YouTube, I want to thank you very much for honoring who I am and what I do. I'm going to ask my awesome audiovisual person to bring the camera back up to my face. Thank you so much. So YouTube, as always, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. Thank you so much for honoring who my awesome audiovisual person and everything he does for me and for you. Because he does a lot for you and he does a lot for me. That's for damn sure. If you have not already subscribed to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan, I invite you to do so. Please make sure that you click or tap the bell icon. That way, you shall receive a notification every time I upload a video. And I cannot over-recommend that you periodically recheck your bell icon to make sure that it has been selected, so that it has been clicked, it has been tapped, so that you are going to receive a notification every single time I upload a video. As I stated in a video that I recorded last week, if memory serves, between the last week of November and the end of 2018, I will have uploaded between 15 to 30 videos. I'm already approaching the 15 video point. And by the time this video is up, I think it is safe to say that I will have uploaded an additional 5. So I might be halfway between the 15 and the 30 video mark. And if you have not already scheduled your sacred session with me, whether it is an intuitive card reading, whether it is an energy healing treatment, whether it is a private metaphysical class, I highly recommend you do so. Right now, I am still available for a bit more of December 2018. I would say off the top of my head, with regards to the remaining 31 minus 4 is 30, 29, 28, 27. For the remaining 27 days of December 2018, I have about roughly 5 or 6 days where I have nothing scheduled, which means those calendar dates are so free and so clear for any kinds of appointments. It's not funny. And of course, I have a lot less availability in January 2019 between the fact that it is my birthday month and the fact that I will be participating in Bare Your Soul Winter Hibernation at Eastern Mountain in Greenwich, New York. Also keep in mind that when I return to Notions and Potions this coming weekend, I will be meeting with Cheryl, who is the living goddess who owns Notions and Potions, and we will be looking at scheduling my dates for February through May of 2019. I am most thankful for having led a Divine Prosperity simulcast event this past May that opened up more doors for me than I thought possible. And the fact of the matter is that so many other doors have opened up for me as a result. And with that being said, I'm only going to keep booking up. So I cannot over-recommend that you schedule sooner than later, because the date that you want, if you want it, claim it. And trust that the universe will provide you with everything you need to avail yourselves of my psychic services, especially if you know to the marrow of your bones that you could only receive divine blessings from doing so. But with that, I wish all of you a good night. I wish all of you a happy holidays. I wish all of you many blessings of peace, health, and plenty. Of peace, health, and plenty. of love and light, wholeness and healing, joy, riches, and success. And good night.